Come on in. Jumping in here, Dave.
Title King.
What a hunt. Truly blessed on veteran. Well, hey guys, welcome to this episode. As you can see, I'm surrounded by fishing gear and I got my fishtails hat on. So that must mean that we're going to talk a little bit of fishing. It's just about opening day here in Pennsylvania, and I thought I'd just take a minute and spend some time with you guys in this episode to really talk about, you know, what we like to do aside from hunting all the time. We're wild bout hunting, but we love the outdoors in general. And I think one of the things that is fantastic is the opportunity to get out and go do some fishing. And we look forward to opening day every year. My wife and my son and I. This year, Brett is going to miss opening day with us because he's at college out at Penn State. And, you know, so Teresa and I are getting ready for opening day, which is April 6th. And we always have a side bet, big wager here, okay? $1 everybody throws in. Person who catches the first fish wins the pot. So this year the pot is only $2. But it's a lot of fun. We get up early, we get to our spot because you can't start fishing till 8 o'clock in the morning on opening day. So we get to where we want to be, get a good spot, dress warm. It's going to be a little cold this opening day again, but we should have decent weather, maybe a sprinkle or two. We just got done with a lot of, I guess a lot of rain the last 2 days, over 2.5 inches of rain, heavy winds. So I'm sure if you're fishing the creeks, the water's going to be up. We're going to be fishing a local lake here in our area that we love to go to on opening day. It's kind of been a tradition. We usually get together with friends of ours, John and his son Brandon, if he comes in, and just really spend the day together fishing and enjoying the morning with everybody else that's out. So I thought I'd kind of take a few minutes and go through what we use, kind of share some of the things that we enjoy about trout fishing, you know, and kind of go from there. And, you know, by all means, guys, put your comments down. Love to hear from you what species of fish you love to go fishing for. We love trout fishing, whether it be in lakes, creeks, you know, stuff like that. We don't do a lot of bass fishing. You see Ned and his buddy Gary and his brother Todd, they do a lot of river fishing. And hopefully maybe this summer I'll get out with Ned on the boat. I've been trying to do that and we just haven't been able to get out there. But they get out, they do a lot of bass fishing, some catfish maybe, on the rivers, and it's a lot of fun. I've done that in the past and it's a blast. You know, last year Teresa caught a really nice bass at the one lake we like to go fishing to. We were fishing for trout, but there are bass, there's bluegills in there, and she caught a really nice bass, and just a lot of fun to get those things and, you know, have that fight and then just throw them back and go from there. We love eating the trout, so we are coming, we're bringing everything home that we catch opening morning. Hopefully, you know, we each fill a stringer with our limit. We'll come home, we'll fillet them up. Maybe we'll cook some that day. We'll probably vacuum seal some and keep them for another day. You know, one of the things I think is something we enjoy, whether, you know, with my hunting or with us going fishing, is we love to put wild game in our freezer, whether it's, you know, venison, turkey, you know, or we're going out there and we're fishing and we're providing, but, you know, we're filling our freezer up throughout the year. We use that along with other things. But it's fun. It's fun to go out there, you know, hunt and fish for your meal and bring it back and prepare it from there. But, you know, hopefully you got your fishing license. If you didn't, you still have time. You can get them anytime you want. But they did go up. So it seems like this year we paid about almost $43 for our fishing license. That's your license and your trout stamp if you're going to be fishing for trout like us. So the cost of a license in Pennsylvania did go up again this year. You know, trout opener, like I said, is April 6th. So you do want to make sure that you go through your regulations and understand if there's any changes or anything like that. in them, and make sure you know, that you're within the limits of everything. So basically, you know, typically it's a five fish limit, and 8 a.m. opener. Let's see here. This is Lake Erie. We're not fishing Lake Erie. Lake Erie's limit, the fish got to be 9 inches, but we're fishing. Let's find our area here. Commonwealth Inland Waters. Okay, here we are. So statewide opening day of trout season is April 6th. Starts at 8 a.m. and it runs through September 2nd. After the opening day, you can start fishing at any time you want, as long as, you know, you're able to get to that water safely and get in there and to see what you're doing. That's including the streams, lakes, ponds, all of that. And we're going to be fishing for rainbows, brooks, browns. Pennsylvania does a lot of stocking. They have a stocking schedule that's right online that you can check out and you know, see when they're going to be stocking. It's great for the kids. You know, get them out there when they're stocking. Has the highest chance for them to have a little bit of success. I don't mind fishing for them and spending the time out there, but I know the kids, you know, they want to be able to catch fish. Now, this past Saturday, Pennsylvania's Mentored Youth Fishing Day took place, and usually Pennsylvania puts a lot of fish in the tributaries and whatnot, and some really big trout. Perusing through social media, did see a lot of youngsters that were out enjoying the day, catching some golden rainbows, big browns, big rainbow trout as far as that's concerned. So it seemed like the kids who went out with their parents had a lot of fun, and that's what it's all about. This segment is brought to you by Altera Alpaca Socks, Bison Coolers, Buck Cage, cage your next buck, Dusty W German Short-Haired Pointers, and Killer Food Plots. You reap what you sow. So your limit is 5. They got to be a minimum of 7 inches. Typically, we're hoping not to catch anything that small. It seems like where we fish, you know, the state's keeping up with, you know, something 10, 12, 13, 14 inches in length. Sometimes we catch a couple that are a little bit bigger than that, and they're good eating. So, you know, but go through your fish summary. If you didn't get one, you can always go online. They have it available on a PDF or electronic file that you can get it right on your computer, or the Pennsylvania Fish Commission app. You can download that to your phone, have all the regulations right at your fingertips when you're on the water, shoreline, things like that. But check it out, make sure you're up to speed on the rules and regulations for this fishing season and what you can and cannot do. We're going to set that down to the side. We did a little shopping the other weekend and just picked up some supplies. So we'll kind of just show you a little bit of what we got here. You know, you can never have enough fishing supplies, right? Okay, so let's see here. I'll make sure I got everything, because I got to put them in my bag here. I haven't been able to put anything and get anything ready with work. I'm going to throw that off to the side. So what did we pick up at Cabela's? Let's see here. Well, we got some swivels. So I'm a big swivel guy, okay? And these are number 10 barrel swivels. I like to make sure they're black. I don't like the gold. That black, you know, kind of darkens. The fish don't see that as easy. They don't. A lot of times when you put that gold on there, the fish are going to go to the swivel and maybe not necessarily your bait. So we do fish with them. And the reason I put a swivel on there is because I like to have some setups, and I'll show you those, with sliding sinkers and not just split shots on there. I do a little bit of both. But we also, the nice thing with the sliding sinkers, I use the barrel swivels, or what they call the egg sinkers, and it gives us just a little bit more weight to get that out there, especially if you're fishing like a lake or a pond, something like that, and maybe you want to get out a little bit further to kind of catch some of those bigger schools of fish, or some of the bigger fish that are patrolling the shorelines that are a little further out that maybe you can't get out, or if it's windy. You know, when you're fishing those shorelines, sometimes, typically the beginning of the year, we have a lot of winds. So if it's windy, you want to get out there with light tackle, which is what we use. Sometimes casting is tough in the wind, so we put a little bit more weight on with these egg sinkers, or barrel sinkers as we call them, and a swivel, barrel swivel, and it allows us to have that weight to get that out there. And then what I'll do is I'll put like anywhere from a 12 to 18 inch leader from the swivel down to where my hook is, and then that gives me a fairly good reach. The other thing I like about a slider, okay, or an egg sinker, so to speak, is when that fish takes your bait, it doesn't necessarily feel the weight of the sinker that's on your line. With the split shots or the BBs on there, that weight's attached to it. So when they're picking up that bait on the hook, sometimes they get a little, if they're spooky and they feel that weight when they go to pick it up, they're going to spit that out. Where something like this, they might not do that. So that's just another reason why I really like using a slider with a swivel, to kind of get it out there, get through the wind, and obviously if you've got a little bit scared, spooky fish, it might help you there. Aside from that though, we are going to use some split shots. So we'll have two setups. We'll have 4 rods. We won't use them all because that's a lot of rods when the fish are really hitting early on. But it's always good to have a backup in case maybe you break a line, you want to get another one in the water really quick. But we'll also have 2 different setups. One of our rods will have the barrel swivel with a slider on it. The other one will have just some kind of split shot or BB on there, depending upon what we're seeing with what the fish are hitting. But I've got I've got BB size number 8, and then I've also got and I don't have my glasses on, guys, but these are number, I think they're 10s, whatnot. So we've got a big assortment in our bag. And then I usually like to go no bigger than a number 12 on the hook. 14s are ideal. That's really what I like, but sometimes I don't have those. So number 12s work just as well for our hooks. This segment is brought to you by Raptor Razor Knives, Vortex Optics, Scrape Fix, Tacticam, share your hunt, and Reveal Cellular Cameras by Tacticam. But what are we using? Well, we're using light tackle. We're using ultralight rods. Typically, most of our rods, with the exception of one, are ugly sticks. So this is Teresa's one rod. This one's a little bit bigger. This one's about, I believe it's a 6-foot rod. It's really, really nice. It's got a Shakespeare reel on it, and it's a 2-piece. And I believe our other ugly sticks are 2 pieces as well. This one, what we're going to do is I'll set this one up, and it's already good. So I'm just really going to check the hook on here, make sure the knot is good. But we've got some split shots on here. We've got a small one and a bigger one. We'll probably keep both of those on and just see how it goes. This will be one option that we can use. Another option is obviously what we were talking about before, and you can see right here I've got a barrel swivel on with an egg sinker right here, and this one's got a little bit longer leader than what I normally put on sometimes. It's got almost a 2-foot leader, but it'll work. We'll let it go for now, and we'll see how it goes. If I need to, I can always shorten this leader and go from there. As far as and this also has a Shakespeare. Most of our reels are Shakespeare's. I really like Shakespeare reels. They're smooth. They work really well. They're dependable, and they're just a lot of fun to fish with. They're an open bail. They're not the push button. They're an open bail, so I do like that a lot. As far as the weight of the line, we're only using 4-pound test. We're not going anything heavier, so that adds to the fight that we have with these fish. I mean, you're not catching giants. Like I said, they're 10 to 12, 13 inches, maybe a 14-incher. Once in a while, we might hook into one of those big ones that maybe are left over from the kids' mentor day. And then that really tests your skill as far as how you work a fish and tire a fish out. So that makes it easy. A lot, not easy, but it makes it a lot more fun. These are I believe they're 5.5 foot ugly sticks. Teresa and I each have one of them. So we'll have the slider set up with the barrel swivel on this, and a 4-pound test line with the Shakespeare reel. And if you hook into a big one, that's going to be a lot of fun. I have another rod here, and this one's sentimental. I've had this one for I don't know how many years, but this too is an old Shimano reel on here, and I just can't seem to part with it. I've had this rod for I don't know how long. It's a Shakespeare rod. It's only a 5-foot rod, and I'll have this one set up like Teresa's big ugly stick here with the split shots on it and just the number 12 hook with the 4-pound test line. So we'll each have the option to either go with a slider or with just a split shot or two on there, depending upon what we're seeing the fish doing as far as how far out they are, maybe what kind of bait they're hitting. If they're not down as deep, we may not use the sliders. Try to keep the bait up off the water, off the bottom a little bit more. So we'll just stay with maybe a split shot or something like that. We always take our trusty net here. We've had this I don't know how long, and we've netted a lot of fish with this, and it's been a blast. Some guys and gals like a fishing vest, and this is mine. I got to put this year's fishing license in here. Pennsylvania does not require you to display your license, at this point. I think this is maybe the 3rd year that they're doing it. I still like to do it because as the fish warden comes by, he can see that I have my license displayed, and he doesn't have to check it. He knows what it is. It'll have the correct color, and it'll have the year on there. And he may not have to come down and chat with us, but if he does, that's all good and dandy. But basically in here, I've got my snips right here. If I've got to tie something off or whatnot. Got some wax if I'm doing some fly fishing. Be doing some more of that this year. So our son Brett's out at State College going to school at Penn State. He's studying accounting, but as an elective course this year, he decided to take up fly fishing class. And he's been having a blast. He's been tying his own flies. I'll share some of the pictures of the flies that he tied. If I can, I don't know, he was out fly fishing out there with the class and his instructor just the other week, and he caught 2 nice browns. So he's having a blast doing that, and he's learning, and we're going to try to go do some fly fishing this year. I have not done fly fishing in a long time, so he'll probably teach me more than I'm going to teach him because he's up to speed on it a little bit better. What we fish a lot with is throughout the year is power bait, and I think you see a lot of people doing that. In my vest, I'll carry a couple different flavors of power bait here. Nice thing with this is, like you said, it's flavored. So we've got a garlic that usually seems to work the best for us here. We've got the original trout bait, and then I've got another one here that's natural scent. And then there's a corn seems to work good. Different colors, different scents. Some float, some don't. So it depends on what the fish are hitting. We will use live bait as well. So night crawlers, mealworms, that's Teresa's favorite. It's really not. Wax worms, butter worms seem to be something that we can't get a lot of anymore, but they work tremendously. So if we can get butter worms, we're definitely going to get those. But typically night crawler and wax and mealworms are going to be our go-tos. So what else do I have in here? Well, I get a little older, and when it's time to tie a hook on, I need a little help. So I got my cheaters in my vest here, so I can see the eye of the hook to put that in and tie that off. And they actually work pretty darn good. I can actually read this. I didn't see it before. But what else do we got in here? So in here I've got a little box This thing's got some of the smaller egg sinkers, and then some treble hooks and assortment of other hooks. I've also got some stuff from when we were up in New York. We do some salmon fishing, so we've got the salmon colored BBs here that we would put on for that. So I have that in there just to kind of have a little bit something extra, and I'll keep my cheaters out in case I need them to see anything. Usually in the rest of the pockets here in the vest, you know, I keep some sinkers, some weights, things of that nature. Got a couple of flies in here, so in case we do some flying fishing, I've got a couple there, and we'll pick up some more, and I have more in another spot down in our fishing room. So I usually carry a hypodermic needle. I've had this for many years. Got this from my grandfather, and I've kept it, you know, forever. And it's always good. Sometimes we just put a little bit of air in our bait, whether it be a worms, wax worms, whatnot. It just gets that bait off of that bottom just a little bit for those passing schools of fish, and it just seems to help them, you know, find that bait a little bit more and attractive, and get them to really, hopefully, bite and give us a little bit of a fight. In the rest of here is a lot of my fly tying stuff, or not fly tying, but my fly fishing stuff, some leader and different things like that. Let's see, what do we got over here? So over here, so actually here's my old fishing license from 2023. And then, I don't even know what I got in here. This is some other stuff, papers that I keep, and then some hooks. So, and these are just about done, so it's a good thing that we bought some more hooks. We'll be able to replenish that and have more than enough hooks. The back of the vest, I usually keep odds and ends. There's some bags in here. There's a stringer. There's a towel in there. And listen, I don't care where you're at, whether I'm hunting, turkey hunting, deer hunting, or fishing, I always carry toilet paper. You never know when you're going to need it. This is probably just as important as the bait and the rods for fishing. You got to have toilet paper, because when Mother Nature calls, you got to go. So pack some toilet paper, okay? You'll be thanking me. What else do we have in here? Just have a big bag of floats in here, so you know, if you need to use them. This, not so much for the lakes. Sometimes if they seem to be hitting the bait up a little bit higher, then we'll take all the weight off the line. We'll put a float on, maybe just a small BB between the float and the bait, just to get that bait down below the surface. But I use these a lot if I'm fishing creeks with my spinning rods here. It's my indicator, so as I'm letting that line kind of float down through, when a fish hits, this is my indicator when it pulls in under. Great for fly fishing as well. So just some things to kind of keep in mind there, but I love my vest, and carry a lot of crap in it. So, hey guys, you know, before I get into this bag here, I just want to say thank you so much for supporting us here at Wild Bout Hunting. You know, we appreciate all that you guys do as far as watching our videos, following us on our Facebook and Instagram pages, you know, sharing your memories, your photos, and things like that with us. Check out our new apparel store, www.tripleplaybarn.com/hunt. We've got a lot of great stuff on there. Chad Nagy has put together a phenomenal store with hoodies, t-shirts, caps, novelties, things of that nature. Anything you can think of. We're partial to Mossy Oak, okay, but you can see I've got a Realtree fishing bag right here. So we've got some Realtree apparel on there as well, and then we've got some everyday apparel that you can wear. So check it out. Every purchase that you guys make just really helps us out a lot. It allows us to continue to, you know, put on little episodes like this, film our hunts, you know, and really work with our partners, and hopefully give some giveaways to you guys that you can enjoy the apparel and stuff that we get as well. So, you know, that's what we like to do. But let's go back to what we got going on. So you see I got this big fishing bag right here from Realtree. This thing's phenomenal. This is Realtree Fishing. And I love this. I've got a smaller one that I pretty much have like, if I'm going cat fishing or pan fishing or bass fishing with some heavier weight rods, or if we go down to Maryland and we try to go after those snakeheads, I can talk about that in another episode. But it's just great. In here we've got our stringers, multiple. You know, you never know, we might take somebody fishing, maybe our granddaughter, or you know, somebody's buddy, Brett brings a buddy, we need something, we got lots of rods we can share. We've got lots of fishing line in here, stuff like that that we can use. There's extra snips and whatnot. But you know, we keep everything that we could possibly think of if we've got to replace anything in a spur of the moment in our bag. On the other side over here, I told you we like power bait. This whole side is nothing but power bait. Let's see, what do we got? This one is, I don't even know what, it's just an orange. Here's a bright green. Bright green, this seems to work really good too, this bright green. I don't know if there's a flavor to it. I'm not gonna taste it to tell you. There's usually a, here we go, we got a red one here. This is like a salmon color, natural scent, but it's got glitter in it, so it gives that little sparkle. There's all kinds of scents. I'm not gonna go through them all. Check them out at Power Bait. They're just phenomenal. You know, in the top here, we'll usually keep some glasses, some tissues, you know, whatever we might need. Hand warmers is gonna be cold, so we'll probably put hand warmers in there for this week, for the opening day. And then in here, we've got some gloves with the fingers cut out we'll use. We carry lots of towels for wiping our hands off after we, you know, handle a fish. We've got our rod holders, or stakes here that we can put into the ground. You can never go wrong with some wipes. And what else? We got some bobbers in here. But basically that's about it. We'll put our live bait in here in the containers that they come in, and carry all of this stuff down to the creek bottom or lakeside, whatever it is that we're going to be fishing for that day. This time, you know, we'll be at a lakeside on the shore, just having a good time. Probably have some coffee, maybe something to eat, snacks, things like that. But guys, folks, this is what we pretty much use when we go fishing. It's nothing fancy. It's just years of collecting things and finding stuff that works, and we've kind of got a system down. Got an old Dale Earnhardt cooler that we'll keep in the back of the truck, and when we get back to it with our fish, all the fish go in the Dale Earnhardt cooler, and we come home, and I'm usually the guy that's got to do all the work here at home, filleting all the fish and that. But then Teresa cooks them up and they taste fantastic, so it's a good trade-off. But hey folks, hey, we appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I hope this just kind of gave you a little bit of insight. Just wanted to connect. We haven't had a video in a while. It's been terrible weather to go out and do anything outside. We haven't been able to work on the food plots like we wanted to. Just picked up a brand new editing computer for Bout Huntin', so really excited about that. The old computers have just crashed and burned on us, and so we had to break the bank and go get a new computer. But it's going to be a lot of help for us for producing video and content for all of you. So thanks again. As always, you know, click that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Give us a like, leave a comment. That really helps us out with all of our analytics with YouTube and the social media. And don't forget, head to www.tripleplaybarn.com/hunt and pick up some Bout Huntin' apparel, even if it's just a t-shirt, or if you're a golfer, there's a golf towel, coffee mug, whatever it might be. We appreciate it. And hey, if you're out fishing and you have some luck, or your kids have some luck, share your photos on our Facebook page with us, or send us a private message in Messenger. We'd love to see them, and we'll congratulate and share them on our page and celebrate their success and your success together, because that's what we're all about. We're just having fun with everybody and sharing in the moment. So thanks again, guys. I'm going to get the rest of the stuff ready, so Teresa and I are ready for opening morning of fishing season here in Pennsylvania, and we'll share our pictures with you. We're not sure if we're going to film on opening day, but we will have some fishing episodes coming for you really soon. Usually opening day, we devote that to just us, but after that, we'll film and we'll share some fishing stuff with you. We'll probably do a YouTube short from the shoreline on opening day and obviously take lots of pictures. So that's it for now, guys. I'm gonna get the rest of the gear together and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks again.